lot of pressure on you. It's like when you're the older child, you're not expected to make any mistake, you're not expected to do certain things, you can't be playful. So in a way, it shaped me to develop some sort of courage and some form of discipline as well. My mother was very quick with the stick. She is a disciplinary, and I never wanted to be beaten. So if I was to clean the house, I would clean the house and go and play. If I was expected to do the dishes, I'll do the dishes and then I'll go and play. So it helped to shape in me a sense of self-discipline, which also I was able to apply at the office. When I'm given some work, nobody has to push me around to say, I expected you to do A, B, C, and D. So that is how I see those setups shaping my leadership story. The other thing that I also can take away from the family setup, my elder sister, she quit school after her primary school. So she quit school and did not go to secondary school. It was her choice. It was not because she was not clever or she could not deliver. So that put a lot of pressure on me. So I became the first to finish secondary school, the first to go to university, the first to get formal employment. So it's like, for me, I also had to be a role model for the younger siblings. And it has helped me to shape the path into my own future, so I could be able to visualize and see and achieve certain goals for myself. And the same concept, when I now look at it and apply it at work, there are certain things which I do, which when I was sitting down to say, what is my leadership story? I never thought those setups, they prepared me to be where I am today. And I'm quite appreciative of the opportunity that Achana gave to me to share this with you, because for the past 2 days, I was able to sit down and say, this is why I do this. I've never had to sit down and think of how I do things, how they affect other people, and how they impact other people. I'll just do things because it's something that I have to do. I never had to think, how does this thing affect the other person? Then at primary school, we would get extracurricular activities. I was never a sporty person because I was quite smaller and a little thin. I think you can just picture that. So I was involved in drama. I was good at drama. And then when we had visitors from outside the school, and most of them were English speaking, I'll be nominated to be part of the people that will do, certain activities. I will do some presentation. I'll be the director of ceremony. And when I look at that, it shaped me to take a sense of responsibility and also to be a good presenter, and shaped my way into speaking in public. I was also at some point a class monitor, assisting my teachers at school. I'll be given some responsibility to write notes on the board, because then we didn't have printouts or to make copies for the class. So I will write on the board. Hence the beautiful handwriting that you saw there. But now, thanks to the laptops and the smartphones, I can't write that much anymore. But I used to enjoy that. So having to explain certain concepts to other students, it also helped me because I could also prepare in advance for class. It was not a lot of pressure on me. I was able to explore. I would go to the library and study and gather some more information. And when I apply that in my work now, I'm able to also read and gather information. It's not a lot of pressure on my side. Even at the university, a lot of people would want me to be part of the discussion, in the discussion groups, because they would know that this one, when we're doing something, we're likely to achieve it on time, we're likely to achieve it with a lot of content within it. So that shaped my leadership story in a way. And when I look back now to the area I grew up in, I grew up in a very, I'm not sure how to put it, but it was a very poor part in the city. We did not have electricity at home. And those humble beginnings, they were able to assist me to shape a vision for myself, to say, this is what I want to do when I grow up, how I want myself to be improved. So that helped me to shape myself. And it also makes me understand where other people are coming from, to be accommodative of other people. And also growing up in this society, I found out that other kids in the area who were going to school, their parents will use me as an example to say they should study and try to be like me. I didn't know that I had that impact in them. And it has also made me appreciate the skill of humility, because it's something that I've also seen it lacks in a lot of people. So those humble beginnings, they helped me to put other people and be empathetic to them. And when we were talking about including other people, looking back to my progress from primary school to secondary school, I never felt that I was excluded. Somehow there was always a group that was accommodating me, and in my being involved in those groups, I was able to grow, and I was able to achieve a lot of things I had wanted to achieve for myself. When I look at this, I also thought the story is not really about me being in the story. It's about other people who are surrounding me. There's always somebody who will encourage you to say, you can do this. And for me, that started when I was at university. I came across a lecturer who was involved in multi-level marketing, and through that association, I was exposed to personal development, because the business model that they were working with, there were some materials which you could use to develop yourself, not necessarily to apply in the business, but as an individual as a whole. So I was exposed to personal development at an early age, and that was also able to assist me at my work. Right now, where I am sitting, the Deputy Auditor General is here. I don't know how he sees me from where he is. But from where I see things, in the senior management committee that I sit in, I am the youngest in the management committee. And oftentimes there'll be certain discussions which will be going on, and I would raise my hand, I will share what I think, I will have some input. And I don't know how it will feel to other people, because most of them are older than me. And I have one experience where which I would like to share with you. I was supervising one lady. She's almost a month older than my mother. We had a very interesting interaction. And I saw that as a challenge when I started working with her. But when I look at it now, it was an opportunity, I think, which has made me grow quite a lot in the 2 years that I worked with her. And we also had cultural differences. And the way I decided now to devise a strategy to work with her, when I called her to my office, maybe to discuss something, I could pick that she felt intimidated, and she also thought, why is this little girl calling me to her office? So I had to devise a strategy which will help both of us to win in the situation. So if I want her to help me in making a decision, I will go to her office. Because for me, it was never about her coming to my office, and I didn't know what it made her feel. So I will go to her office, and I will tell her I was thinking about A, B, C, and D, even if I had already made that decision. but I would want to hear what she's thinking. She will give me her reasons, I'll give her my reasons, and then at the end of the day, we'll have an agreement to say this is what we want to do. So with that, I was including her in the decision making, and I also wanted her to feel I consider her, even at her age. It was not about me being a boss, but it was about us working together to achieve the goals of a team. So there are those little setups which we find ourselves in, which may not think they're shaping your leadership story, but I'm quite appreciative of that. And one thing that I also learned from the model that I was talking about was the learn, do, teach. It's like a triangle, and at the end of each one there, you will have a learn, do, teach. To say, as a leader, you need to learn, and once you've learned what to do, you implement it, and then you can be able to teach that. And that has been able to assist me as we were doing the pilot audits back in our region. I was able to put a lot of time to be able to learn and guide the team that I was working with, so that we can achieve the goals that we wanted to achieve. We're involved in some pilot projects in the SAI region when they were launching the manuals. So that is a little bit about my story. It's not an end, it's a process. And when I look at the opportunity that I have now in the program, I also see it as a one set up to make me develop as a leader, because through the emotional intelligence, I was also able to identify areas which I would want to grow myself in. So I will end with one quote which says, "From good things I learned to be a thankful person. From bad things I learned to be a strong person." So every opportunity that we find ourselves in, it shapes us for the future. It prepares us for the future. Whether it's good or bad, it's always something that will help you grow and develop some character in you. So thank you for listening.